how to find profitable niches and offers online. This strategy is going to work for people that are looking to either build long-term sustainable assets online in terms of building an authority niche blog or a website or anything like that. But at the same time, all of these same strategies are going to be very helpful in terms of setting up online paid traffic campaigns, because we're going to get into how to find your competitors, what they're doing, or what ads they're using, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to be very beneficial either way, whatever strategy you use. And as you might have seen recently, we've changed a lot of the training in Powerhouse Affiliate to show some more strategies in terms of building long-term campaigns. What I'm going to be covering today is the exact strategies we use to find super hot niches and offers for authority sites and paid traffic campaigns. We're going to talk about expert advice on how to choose the best offers and networks to ensure high return on investment. I'm also going to talk about how we find our competitors and what they are doing. So that'll be some information that's very helpful for especially paid traffic campaigns. And I'm also going to talk about some examples of my past sinkholes and landmines, I call them. And I'm going to show you some example niches and websites that I actually built that failed. And I'll tell you why they failed. And there's about 10 or 15 of them there in the list. So it's going to be a quite interesting slide that we go through later to see some of the mistakes I made as I built my business over the last several years. I'm also going to talk about, how to find already profitable campaigns. So we're going to talk about that. And at the end, I'm going to talk about 5 industries that made me the most money in the last 5 years, as well as how to get the best payouts in the industry. So let's move on and let's cover the first slide. What I want to do here is just define quickly the difference between what an industry is, what a niche is, and what a market is, because sometimes they're used interchangeably. And I think it's important that we understand what we're talking about here. And also I want to say, I know some people call it niche and some people call it niche. I might be switching back and forth, but just bear with me because really there's no real solid answer as to how to pronounce it. But regardless, let's move on here. So we've got, the industries where, you have large collections of companies that distribute and develop, products for people and customers. So a lot of times people will call diet a niche, but really diet is an industry where people are building large companies around them. And this is why it's a little different than what a niche is. So it's an industry is a collection of companies that offer similar substitute products to customers, basically. Now, when you get into the market, this is where we really need to focus is what is our target market. And we talk about that a lot in our training, finding out who your market is, because the market is basically where the buyers and sellers meet. And for the most part, we're looking for our own target market as the sellers. We're trying to sell people stuff and we need to know who we're targeting. So that's where you're getting into the demographics, the customers, their preferences and distribution channels for that. So that is what the market is. And then we've got our niches, which are the small profitable segments of the market suitable for focus by a marketer. So as Russell Brunson, I've been reading a few of his books, as he has been saying lately is, the riches are in the niches, basically. So as you dig down deeper into niches or niches, you're going to find that there are more opportunities, especially for people online, because if you try and focus on a large market or industry, you're going to get washed out by the big people. And also Google doesn't really cater too well to just the large sites about everything. So on that note, back in 2013, there was an update called the Hummingbird update, which was an algorithm change for Google. And basically before that, you may have noticed every time you searched on Google, you would get the same pages from big companies like about.com, that you would have like 10 results on the front page from about.com, all on the same subject or on different subjects, no matter where you searched or what you searched for. And what Google did is they decided that wasn't really making the users happy because they were always going to the same sites. So then this update, the Hummingbird, was focused on delivering content from niche sites, more catered to sites that are directly related to the search. So if you build a site around a niche and you focus specifically on your niche or sub-niche, then Google will reward you by showing your site above even the bigger giants that kind of talk about everything. So if that makes sense, hopefully it does. That is the importance of building a niche site versus, a big, large site about nothing or everything. The first question, and a lot of places that talk about niche selection, they're always talking about, what are you passionate about? And there is a specific reason for this. It's because as you continue to build your business online, if you start building something and something that you're not truly passionate about, then you're going to kind of lose interest over a period of time. Basically, the idea here is you want to find something that you're truly passionate about, because eventually you're going to have to spend a lot of time building your business. So that is why they say that. However, there is the train of thought that if you're in a niche that you're truly passionate about and there's no competition and there's no money or market for it, then you're kind of in the wrong niche too. And I'm going to show you some examples, like I said, at the end of some of the niches that I thought were great, but at the end of the day, they just were not great niches. So as you can see, I just put up some pictures here of things that, are common that you can search and discover new niches in terms of, sporting events or games or how to make money, relationships, travel, fishing, and, all that kind of stuff. So these are some of the things, and it's important that when you first start that you look for something that you really like and enjoy, because really at the end of the day, you want to enjoy what you're writing about, and you have a better idea as to what your market needs if you already know the market. So you'll be able to craft ads and content a lot easier if you have somewhat of an idea of what you're talking about in the first place. In this slide, I just want to talk about 5 scorching hot traits for your niche, on how to choose a niche. And it's a little aggressive on my approach here, but it's true. These are the 5 things that I think every niche should have. And if you're going through your list of potential ideas, you should be actually doing that now. Is you should have a pen and a paper, and you should be writing down potential niches that you're interested in already, so that you can cross-reference those to the 5 traits that are required to make money online. And so these are going to be the 5 things that we talk about, and every niche should have these 5 things. So the first thing is you need to have people that are spending money online for this niche. So for example, people who golf, they love to spend money on golf. They buy golf clubs, they buy manuals and video training, all that kind of stuff. They want to know how to make their golf swing better. And they buy things and they have money because they golf. So obviously that is a good niche, because they spend money, right? Now, if you're targeting people in a niche that is like how to stop being broke or something, like that, or, how to save money because, I can't pay my bills. This is the type of niche market where they're going to constantly be looking for free things online and free information. So it's very important that you find your niche, and I'm going to show you ways to see how they spend money, or if they do spend money, in a few minutes here. But that is just the first trait. Second trait here, you want a niche that has people with passions or problems present in the audience. So basically, there are some high-end topics that are constantly talked about, making money. People need money to live. They're passionate about it. They need money. These are wants and needs and all that kind of stuff, right? You need to focus on something that people are truly passionate about as well, in terms of like, do you have people that are totally geeking out about your niche? Because that is what you need. And there's a ton of niches like that out there, including the niche that I focus on, which is, affiliate marketing and stuff like that. People are totally geeking out, I say, because they're reading about stuff, they're watching videos, they're constantly wanting to absorb more information. And the people that I target and talk to have the same passions, and they want to make money online. So make sure that there are people like that in your niche as well. Are there products or are there ways that you can monetize your niche? That is very important. And I'm going to show you again later why a couple of my sites failed, because there were no products. I built this site and all of a sudden realized that there's really no way I could monetize it other than some type of AdSense or something on my website, which just wasn't really working the way I wanted it. So by having products available before you start building your big project, make sure you already have an idea as to what affiliate products you're going to promote or how you're going to monetize it. Now you want to have competition. And I say, wait, why is that a good thing? Well, you need competition, because if there's no competition, then it means you're becoming the pioneer in this new niche. It's an idea that you think is good, maybe, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if there's nobody already doing it, you can pretty much guarantee, well, maybe not guarantee, but you can pretty much bet that it's not going to be a good one, because I think everything has already been thought of online. Now it's just the terms, it's gotten so saturated of information that in order to stand out, you want to find a market that has people eager and all the things above, but you can't go into too deep of a niche where nobody is targeting it, because there's just really no money to be made in it. So we're going to show you how to find the competition and what they're doing, and how you can do your campaigns a little better, so that when you do set up your paid ads or your online website, that it stands out against your competition. Now, you also want to choose a niche where you can buy traffic. This is important in terms of scaling later. Let's say you start out, you're building your site. You want to build a site about, let's say, gambling, okay? If you're building a site about gambling and you're going to try and buy traffic later, you're going to have a really hard time buying traffic from the big places like Facebook or Google or Bing ads. All those places, they restrict gambling, okay? If you want to build a site about, like how Russell Brunson says he built a site about, potato guns, okay? I'm sure he had trouble or problems trying to buy traffic, because you're selling essentially a weapon that shoots potatoes, okay? So he had all these blueprints, talked about how he built this great site about shooting potato guns and building them, but I'm sure when it came down to buying traffic, that would have been a problem for him. So as you think about your niche and your selection, make sure that you look at the terms of service on Google or Facebook. They're generally the giants in terms of paid traffic, and make sure that you're allowed to actually advertise your niche topic or whatever products you plan to sell. So those are the 5 traits. Now let's move on. So quickly here, I want to talk about, finding your niche and kind of, what is it, what is it going to be, and maybe digging down a little level deeper, or 1 or 2 levels deeper than what you think your niche is, so you can find the actual sub niche. Now, choosing a niche can be a very time-consuming event for marketers, and sometimes people don't even get past this stage of building their online business. And the problem is that they think that once they choose a niche that they're locked in for life, okay? And that's not true, because you'll see that I've got like 20 sites that I built in the past, and I've constantly kept changing and switching and finding new ones. The idea here is to get past that and just kind of take action and set up your first one, right? So I kind of compare it to like when you go to the store and you're buying a chocolate bar, and sometimes you can't really decide which one because there's just so many options out there. Really, there's a niche for products. There's products available for pretty much every niche is what I'm getting at. And to try and just think about what the best one is sometimes can be overwhelming. So don't spend too much time here, but find what you like and then dig down a little deeper. And I'm going to show you a couple examples here. So I'm just going to switch the screen here. Okay, so you should see now my browser. If you can't, just type in no. But anyway, so here I am on the first site that I would go to. So let's just say there's one topic that you're really interested in. Let's say it's whatever. It could be sports or, dieting or fishing, anything like that. The first thing you should be doing is you should not be targeting that specific industry, or we'll say high level niche. You want to really dig down and find something that is a little bit lower in the scheme of niches. You want a sub niche. So coming over here, you can see it starts out over on the left side. We have a lot of high level areas here. So if let's just say you're interested in science and math, if you click on it, it's going to bring up all the best sellers, of course, but it's also going to bring you some more information deeper in terms of science and math. And as you can see here now, there's a whole bunch of other ones here: agricultural sciences, astronomy, and all of this stuff. So then as you dig deeper, you can start to find the sub niches here. So then when you get to this level, you're going to start seeing authors and stuff like that. But then you'll be able to see that there's still 6,000 results just in that one sub niche. So if you go down, these are the top selling topics here. You can start to find actual areas of focus that you could focus your business around and still get lots of traffic for. So I'm not going to go too deep into here because this tool can really take up a lot of time. But at the same time, I want to show you another one. And this one is magazines.com. Magazines.com kind of works in the same way. You've got all the categories here, so you can see just a ton of different categories. So let's just say we pick, I think I already went down to hobbies and all that kind of stuff. You can see hobbies here as one of the categories. So I chose that, and you can come down here and you can start to see that there's just a whole bunch of different magazines here. So if people are selling magazines, obviously there's a business around it, and there are topics and areas of focus that you can make money from. Like even like woodworking, you would think, okay, how can you make money from woodworking? If you come into ClickBank is a major online affiliate network, pretty much has a product for everything. If you type in woodworking here, be sure there's going to be a product. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of products here related to woodworking that you could promote as an affiliate. So if you were really into woodworking and you did a sub-niche blog or authority style website and blog about woodworking, obviously you could come here and find your products that you could promote. Moving down, ClickBank is actually another great tool to use to find niches. As you can see, there's all these categories here coming down. And there's 4 pages here of just woodworking. So whatever category you choose here, the deeper you go, you're going to find even more topics and products to sell within a niche. And you can actually sort these results and show how many affiliates are actually making money from the product. So let's just say I wanted to promote in the fishing niche. I could come here and then I could select gravity and sort from the highest gravity. And the highest gravity means the highest amount, the product that has the most affiliates making money. So if the gravity is 97.47, that's a pretty good gravity. So this, obviously it's not about fishing, so they didn't get the search right, but you get the point here. Whatever you search here, you can find the product that is probably likely making the most money for affiliates based on the gravity. So these 3 tools, Amazon, magazine.com, and ClickBank, are the tools that you can use to start getting ideas about the niche that you want to target. So we're back on the presentation here. So now let's just say you've decided, okay, I've found the niche that I want to focus on. Let's say it is bass fishing or something like that. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. The point now is you need to find out if it matches the 5 traits that I had explained earlier. And the way to do that is to first obviously use the free tools. Everything I'm going to talk about in this webinar is going to be free tools on how you can do some quick research to find what you want to do here. So the first place is you're going to go to Google and you're going to search exactly what you're potentially going to target. And then we're going to go to the keyword planner. I'm going to show you that quickly, and then I'm going to talk about Google Trends. So let me go back, and I want to show you those 3 things, because it's very important that you understand how to use those effectively to find your target. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to Google. Let's just say I go into Google, and I'm in Canada here. So when I search on Google for bass fishing, I'm going to only see stuff targeted to Canada. And you're going to see that obviously nobody is targeting Canada right now for bass fishing because it's winter time, probably. And nobody really needs to do bass fishing right now in Canada. So that's probably why you're not seeing any ads. So when you come to Google and you think, oh, wow, there's no ads for what I'm searching, why not, you know? Well, it's probably because of the country you're in, and people just aren't targeting that country. So to do a proper effective search here, you have to be able to switch your IP address to a US IP or something where you think people would be bass fishing right now, right? So to do that, I would use a tool called Hide My Ass is what I use. It's a tool. I'll just go there right now to show you quickly. What it will do is it allows me to change my IP address to whatever country I want. So I can start seeing advertisements in whatever country. So it's a very important tool for affiliates that are really into doing it properly. You need to be able to change your location to see what ads are actually showing. On that note, let's just say I saw a bunch of ads here, which I would if I went to a different country. then I would likely know that there is competition for bass fishing. Now, I already know there's going to be ads shown, so I'm not going to go and change my IP and do all that because I don't want to waste your time. But this is just a strategy. You want to see ads, you want to see paid ads. And when you do, you want to click on those ads and see what they're advertising. And you want to just do a bunch of research that way. You're going to find how people are actually promoting their niche in this niche, and you're going to see products and services that you could potentially sell as an affiliate as well. Because every product you'll see advertised will probably have an affiliate program attached to it. The other place was Bing. Bing is another search engine. I use it a lot for paid ads. You can buy ads on Bing. So if you were to do basketball shoes, let's say, I'm sure there's probably some ads here. So you'd see ads here. There's some ads. You're going to see mostly product ads here because people are buying shoes, right? But if you were to do information style niches, you'd probably see products for the information products or the software, all that kind of stuff. And these are the ads you're looking for on these pages. It's going to be the Keyword Planner. It's a free tool. You need to use this in your arsenal of tools for any niche you're going to be targeting. So let's just go in here. When you get your free account with Google, get your free Google ad account. You don't have to buy ads, but you can still use their free tools. And this is by far the absolute best tool, I would say, on the planet for finding information about your niche target. So back to bass fishing. Let's just go in there and type in bass fishing and hit get started. So the way I use this tool is once I've got my niche picked, I want to make sure that there's actual searches in Google for the topic that I'm focusing on. Now this one, as you can see, it doesn't really have a lot of traffic, surprisingly. So maybe it's not the absolute best niche to be in. 3,600 on the top search for bass fish. To me, would be like, okay, bleh, it's not really that, huge, right? You can see though, it gives you a whole bunch of different other ideas. And if I hit average monthly searches, I can see how many people actually search on Google monthly based on that keyword. And you can also change settings like the locations over here, change countries and see how many people in each country search. But for the most part, you can see that the top word here related to mine is fish. And there's no way I'm going to target a word like fish and try and think I'm going to make a bunch of money online. It's just not going to work. Now you're getting into flying fish, which is, still not what we want. What I want to see is, like, let's just do another example, something like lose fat. Let me show you the difference in something like this versus fishing. So here, how to lose weight fast is 22,000. Even so, I think my location is limiting the results here. But the idea here is to find something high in searches. And then what you're going to look over at is the top of page bids versus the low range and the high range bids. So if you were to actually start buying traffic on Google, this is how much it would cost you to get your ads on the front page. You would be at the bottom of the page for 45 cents, or you would be at the top of the page for $2.92. Now, these are obviously just estimates, and these are US dollars because this is a US account that I've got set up here, but it's targeting Canada in my search right now. So that's why the searches are a little lower than if I was to put United States here. But still, the idea is here, you want to find and make sure that there are a lot of searches. So generally I'm looking for, at least 10,000 searches for about 10 keywords. You want 10 at least keywords in your niche to be at least over 10,000 to 20,000 searches per month, because you want to be able to know that there's traffic for it. So, and as you can see, this is a very high range bids. Like if you're getting into lose weight, you're paying $5 a click. That means there's a lot of competition, and that is sometimes a very good thing. But if you can find, generally, if you can find a high click keyword in your niche with both of these being low, then that's even a bigger bonus for you, because you've discovered one of those niches that has a lot of search traffic with a little bit of competition to buy. So this is a great tool. There's so many other things you can do with this tool that I'm not going to go into too much in depth, but it is free, and it gives you a lot of information that you can use to discover different ideas for your niche, different topics for your videos or for your articles that you're going to write for your blog. And it also gives you obviously all the stuff you need if you're going to set up a paid traffic campaign. You're going to be able to see all the keywords that you can bid on, and let's just say you wanted to start a paid traffic campaign right now, you could simply just select keywords and you could add it to a campaign rate from here and just start bidding on all these keywords and setting yourself a budget. So I'm going to move on to Google Trends. Now, this is another cool tool that is actually really neat. Google Trends, you're going to be able to find that your whatever niche you choose most likely is going to have its ups and low, or like its ups and downs during the year. So you're going to be able to see whether it's something that is sustainable and scalable throughout the year, or if it's like a seasonal product. So looking at basketball shoes as an example, the first example I'm going to show you, as you can see here, by using Google Trends, if you just come into it and you search any keyword term, it's going to show you a whole bunch of information about this keyword. And if it's something in your niche, if you're targeting basketball shoes, then obviously this is what you want to see. You're going to see that every year. So I've selected here the last 5 years. You can select whatever date range. You can go back to 2004. But as you can see, every year, right around October, there is a spike for basketball shoes. Okay, so that is the peak season for basketball shoes, and it probably has a lot to do with the fact that NBA season starts around the same time. So you're noticing now that if you're building a site around it, you're probably going to have a lot more traffic in November around this range than you are coming up in the summer. People are probably just too busy and they're not really, searching for new basketball shoes. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do here, like if you let's just do a quick test here. Like if you were to think about diet, for example, let's just do diet. And what would you think happens here? Do you think that it would just be like a constant traffic stream all year, or do you think there's a certain time of year that has more diet sales than not? And if you answered that there is a trend, then yes, you're right. There's obviously a trend. Let's just see what it is. And it's probably going to be very obvious to everybody when everybody starts buying diet products, okay? Right here, as you can see, right around after Christmas, there's the big downward spiral from the summer. As soon as summer is over, or actually right during summer, everybody's kind of just coming off and they're going to school or eating, and then all of a sudden, boom, January hits. I got to lose weight. Oh my God, bang, every year, almost like clockwork. You can see the spike every single year in January, and then it dies down till next January. So as somebody who's actually paid for traffic in the diet realm, I run ads for diet products all the time. And I know that right around Christmas time is when you can probably set up your ads, and you'll find the cost goes up, but you're also making way more sales. So people think that a lot of competition is a bad thing, but a lot of competition usually means there's a lot of people buying at the same time. So when you see your price per click going up in late December, you're also going to find that the number of people buying is going up. And that is why everybody wants to get their ads up right now, right here, right? Because that's where you're going to make a sick load of money, and then it's going to die out. But all through the year, you're still selling diet products. It's just kind of trending down, and then it's going back up every year, right? So you're going to be able to do this for any niche, any topic, any product, and you're going to be able to see the high times of the year when you should be getting your paid ads out and when you should be, focusing on some big traffic. And if you see that there's just, a constant downward trend over 4 or 5 years, then you've probably picked a niche market that's just not good, okay? Make sure, if you see this trend graph just constantly going down for 5 years or 1 year or whatever, it could just be one of those trends that just comes and goes, and it's not really a niche topic that you want to focus on for the rest of your business cycle, right? So make sure it's constantly either going up as a trend over time, or at least it's steady, but it's constantly at the same rates and showing some yearly trends and seasonal times that are higher than normal. And you can see a whole bunch more information here. So this is a really cool tool. Make sure you check it out. And let's go back to the slide presentation so that we can carry on. Okay, so back on this here. So those are the 3 things. Make sure you write those down if you haven't heard of them before, and use those. You want the overall strategy here is, remember, make sure you want to see paid ads. You want to make sure people are buying traffic, because that shows that there's actually money to be made in that niche. You want to use keyword planner, find keyword ideas, more ideas, how much traffic you can actually expect. And you want to make sure that there are trends going on. And you generally want to find an upward trend. If you see a downward trend over several years, it's a bad sign. And you want to make sure that you kind of do a little more research before you start building a big business around it, something that's going down in the trend graph. Okay, so here's two more tools I'm going to go over quickly. We have SimilarWeb and SEMrush. These are tools that I use sometimes when I'm setting up paid traffic. I want to see where people are buying their traffic, or I want to see some other things that are very important in terms of setting up an online website. So let me just show you some of the things I'll look at. Let's go to SimilarWeb first. And again, I will switch back to my screen so that we can go back into SimilarWeb. And I'll show you exactly what I would be looking at in terms of aspects of another company or what they are doing. So let's go into search basspro.com. Let's say I'm focusing on how to effectively catch fish online, or whatever product or website I want to write about. And it's in terms of Bass Pro. Let's just assume Bass Pro is my competitor. Whatever your competitor or your biggest competitor would be, you want to put them in here and you want to see what is going on, where they're getting their traffic. This is a free tool. Obviously, you can upgrade. It's super expensive, so I don't even buy this one. It's just it's ridiculously expensive for SimilarWeb. But there's other tools on the internet that I'm going to show you that just are giving you as much information you need at this point. And then I'm going to show you the best one in a second for free as well. But this one works well. You can see the top referring sites. So these are the sites that actually link to Bass Pro. So if this is your competitor, you can see all the sites that are linking to them. So now you can get a list of all the people that you're going to be competing with, which is good to have because you need to know what these people are doing in terms of moving forward with your own campaign. Now you can see they're getting 96% of their traffic from organic, which is really impressive in terms of search traffic. So they're really eating up the Google results. They're getting a ton of organic traffic from there. And you can see actually a list of the keywords that people are searching in order to get that traffic. You can also see some of their paid traffic keywords. So if you were to go and start bidding on Google paid ads, these are the keywords they would be bidding. Now you can see they're also using YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, Reddit, and Pocket. These are some social media networks that they're using to get the word out about their site. They're building an authority. They're building a brand online using all these traffic sources, okay? Coming down, you can see information about their display ads. They're using Google Display, Skimlinks. You can see some other ones here, and you can see YouTube. They're running YouTube ads as well, and you can start to look at what they're doing. When you start building your own paid traffic campaigns, this is very good information to know, because then you can go in and see what kind of ads they're running just by searching them. Your website content, these are just some subdomains and stuff and traffic. The interests, this is important. They don't really get into too much with the free one, but one of the most important parts is this part right here. I really like this part because you can look at other competitors, and what you're going to do here is now we're getting into spying and looking at what people are doing. So this kind of works in terms of what you're going to build for the content of your website. If your goal is to start ranking in the search engines and building a following, you want to make sure you cover all the topics that are important to people in your niche. So looking at what the competitors are already doing is probably a good idea. You want to make sure that you are creating content, whether it's content they don't have or better content. And then when you get into your paid ads, you can start looking up these sites on Facebook, and you can start seeing exactly what ads they are running. And you don't have to pay to see that. You can actually see them. And I'm going to show you quickly how I do that. I want to pull up a Facebook tool here. This tool is an extremely effective tool that people don't really use as much as they should, in my I guess experience. And it's called the Audience Insights tool for Facebook. And it's kind of like the same thing I showed you for Google when you go into the keyword planner. And you can also go into Google and use a display planner, and it shows you all the websites that potentially match yours. I didn't get into the display planner today for Google because it also takes a lot of time, but it's another free tool that you can use. But Facebook here has an excellent tool. I love it because you can come in here and now you can start searching and understanding what your actual demographics are for your market. So now we're getting into the market and who you're actually selling to. You need to know this, because if you don't, then you're going to fail miserably when it comes to setting up your ads or even setting up your website. Who you're actually talking to, who you're trying to convince that they need this product, all this stuff. This is information that you need to know, so that when you start creating your content and your landing pages and your squeeze pages and your free ebooks and all that stuff, this is what you need to know. So coming in here, let's just look. You can look by industry, or you can narrow down right to a keyword here, and you can choose country, all of this stuff. But let's just do an interest here, bass fishing again. So I'm going to type in bass fishing, and obviously, I mean, we know, and it kind of confirms that mostly men are doing the bass fishing. I mean, it's just something we know. And if I was to type in NASCAR here or football, I'm sure it would be the same result. But it's showing you really good information. It's showing you that, here's the market. It's 25 to 54, pretty much, these three brackets here of men. It's 13% women and 87% men. This is in the United States. Again, I could switch this, or I could put all of Facebook if I wanted, and I could see, and it would show me a whole bunch of stuff. But it doesn't just stop there, obviously. It starts to show you what kind of jobs these people are in. Okay, now you've got construction and extraction and all this stuff. And what I'm noticing here is that these are a lot of blue collar. Okay, and these are just observations I'm making. I mean, that's what I do. I analyze information, and that's what you need to start doing if you want to be an effective marketer. Is you need to be able to look at information, analyze it, and make decisions, and then move forward. Put those decisions into action and test it. Okay, you can't sit here and start questioning yourself and wondering if you're right or wrong. You just got to look at it. What's your gut feeling? Write down what you think, and then move forward and set up your ads or set up your site and test it. Okay, but what I'm noticing here is it's the blue collar male audience fishing for bass. It kind of makes sense when I look at, like, myself. I like to fish, and my family is all blue collar. I grew up fishing, all that kind of stuff, right? It kind of makes sense. There's more to this, though. Let me just go back. You can see what pages they like. So this is where it gets interesting. Very interesting, actually. So what's going to happen here is now I can see all the pages that my audience likes, okay? And to dig that a little bit deeper, now if I go to this page, see if it just loads it up here. Now what I can do is I can actually spy and directly see the ads that this page is running on Facebook, which is amazing, right? Like, Facebook is giving us the goods, right? It's doing it for free. We don't have to buy any spy tools. We can just come in here and click on right here where it says info and ads. So maybe this page isn't running ads. However, most of the big competitors will be running ads, and you can see the actual ads once you let it load here. So here's an example of just a page that I went to. Russell Brunson, he owns ClickFunnels. You can see I'm on his page now, and when I clicked on info and ads, I can actually see all of his sponsored ads that he is actually buying, okay? And he's actually set up all of these ads, okay? So this is what I can now look at and see, okay, well, gee, how am I going to target and, set up my own ads on Facebook? Well, there it is. You can basically just spy on anybody. You can see what ads they're running, and you can see exactly how to set them up. And what you'll notice here is he's actually doing a lot of video ads, which makes sense because video ads do extremely well on Facebook. But this is a tool that every marketer should be using to find information about their niche. There's so much more. You can find their location, the activity they do online, a whole bunch of stuff in here that you definitely need to check out. Okay, so moving on. Again, this is the tool I was talking about, and that is the Facebook Audience Insights. And that is something you definitely need and want to check for any type of campaign you're running, whether it be a paid traffic campaign and whether it be a long-term strategy that you're using to build your own niche authority websites. So make sure you check this out. There's tons of information that even gets right down into how much income they have, who you should be targeting, and everything. And all these things can be targeted in a Facebook ad campaign. So once we get into some live events coming up on Facebook advertising, we're going to be talking about this a lot in our training. So something you definitely want to get familiar with. So let me just talk. So now we've got our niche. We know who our target market is. We kind of have an idea as to what we're going to do. We're going to start, maybe with a website. We want to do a blog. We want to, build a a following and all that stuff, or we want to do some straight up paid ads to a landing page or a squeeze page, collect some emails, all that stuff. Now you need obviously a way to monetize that traffic. And some of the networks that I would suggest right now off the top of my head that I've used in the past are right here. So the first one is CJ.com, which is Commission Junction. This is an affiliate network basically that you can sign up to right now, free. You're pretty much guaranteed you're going to get your account activated today when you sign up. You don't wait 2 or 3 days to get approved. However, once you're in there, there's thousands and thousands of offers in here for pretty much every single niche you can think of. And it gives you all the information on how much money you can make and how much money the network is making with that offer. So it's really good information for you in terms of looking at that one. Market Health is another one I've used, and it's a very good network, especially if you want to run white hat paid ads on Facebook for the health industry or Google, because these are all pretty much, they are all straight sale offers. They do have some trial offers, at least they did the last time I checked. I haven't been in there in several months because I'm running basically CPA offers right now from CPA networks, but these offers are great. There's tons of them in there that you can put to monetize your blogs and websites. So if you're doing anything around health or, anything down, there's a ton of stuff in here. It's not just about, skincare and diet. There's a ton of stuff in here. Smoking products, everything from that to whatever, like acne and everything. So there's tons of niches in here for health and beauty. Now, the CPA networks themselves, there are some top networks out there that you should be looking at. I mean, obviously, we have a network that is private. You can, as a Powerhouse Affiliate Premium member, you can apply and you can access some of the offers we have. All of our offers are direct with advertisers. We don't broker and we don't, rebroker, that kind of stuff. The offers we have are directly with offer owners. We meet them at, conferences, and we go around the world to the affiliate summits and all that, and we meet these people that have products that they want to sell, and we put them on our network and we sell them through our own campaigns ourselves. So if you want access to those, you're more than welcome. But there are other networks out there, CPA networks, and some of the big names I can think of are like Max Bounty, Global Wide, ClickBooth. You want to make sure you pick a big one, because some of the shadier small networks out there that are just kind of built, and all they do is rebroker a bunch of offers that are already available direct or from bigger networks. Most of the bigger networks are working directly with advertisers, and they're not brokering offers from another network, because basically once you start brokering, you're losing clicks, you're losing tracking, you're going to miss conversions and all that kind of stuff. So make sure if you're going to pick a CPA network, you pick a big one, like well-known, 10 years in the industry. And they are truly, working direct with exclusive offers, and they have, direct contact with the offer owners. You don't want anybody that's brokering offers, okay? I'm not going to name any networks that I know are brokering, but just kind of do your research and find them and make sure you avoid them at all cost. So next is ClickBank is a great spot. You want to go to ClickBank if you're finding that you can't find any niches or offers for your niche, especially in CPA. We do CPA and CPL, which is cost per lead, a lot. So, you can find those in diet and finance and gaming and all that kind of stuff. But once you get into, the basket weaving kind of niches, you're not going to find any CPA offers or anyone looking for leads. You're going to have to develop it yourself, or you're going to have to go to ClickBank and find products that are directly related to the niche you want. And like Commission Junction is also a great spot for that, because they have a ton of different things you would never think of in terms of offers that are great for whatever niche you want to run. So this is great for paid and free traffic either way, because you're going to find, especially on Commission Junction, you're going to go through the list and you're going to be like, oh, wow, I could totally buy an ad for that and make it convert. Like, it's just, you'll find offers you never would have thought of just by going through and looking at the selection of offers in there. And the same works for CPA networks. That's how I find some of my best offers to run, and somewhere where I make the most money is when I just kind of have a day to myself and I grab a coffee and I go into like the top 3 CPA networks. I browse through, 5 or 10 pages of offers, and I just look and I see what I'm allowed to do, what kind of traffic sources I'm allowed to run, what countries accepts. Then I go over to Facebook Insights and I go and I type in, the biggest competitor, and I'll look it up and I'll see all their ads for Facebook. And then I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. okay, I'm just going to go in and buy an ad on Facebook and do the exact same thing this guy's doing, just a different landing page, maybe run the same offer, and boom, there you go. You've got yourself, a campaign that potentially could earn money from day one. Those are the things I do, right? And this is what I do. I just kind of scroll through and find things that I think would work well, and then I just cross-reference it to what's already happening, and I model success. So instead of trying to be the front man or the pioneer, they say the pioneer always gets slaughtered. We always hear that from the gurus, but let's just be honest. If you try and do something that nobody has ever done before, it's your chances of success are a lot lower than just modeling what's already working out there. So let's move on. Okay, so here's the sinkholes and landmines, and I just want to go through a couple things here, how I failed in the past with some of the niches and why. So these are all sites that I've actually owned in the past. Some of them, actually only one of them I think is on the list, is still active maybe. But let's just look at these, like onlinepokertrainingsystem.com. There's many reasons why that failed for me. It was one of the first sites I built. I was trying to talk about how to play poker, and I was a complete newbie. Look at the domain name. It's like 4 words. It's like, too long of a name. And it just wasn't anything that you could brand. Onlinepokertrainingsystem.com just didn't work. And when I tried to get into paid traffic, obviously I realized that I could not buy traffic for this. It was just kind of difficult. So then moving on, we've got top 10 online casinos. There's another example. Just the domain itself, again, is a fail. If you look at it, it's like top 100 online casinos or top 10 online. The spelling error in itself was already hard enough to get past, because people are like, how do you type that into the web browser? And again, I was faced with the problem that it was, highly competitive. It was almost impossible to get paid traffic, and it was just a fail. Next one was Quality Life Fitness. And my problem with this site was I tried to build a site that was too broad. So I was talking about everything about fitness, men's fitness, women's fitness, all this stuff, like diet articles, and then, how to, look good at the beach. It was just too broad in the back. But remember what I said about the Hummingbird update with Google is once they found out that your site is about everything, they just kind of give you less points when it comes to ranking you in the search engine. So I wasn't focusing on a narrow niche inside diet. I was just kind of trying to be like the big guy in diet and fitness and trying to, build this big site around it. And it just failed, okay? I was trying to spread my resources too thin. I wasn't focusing heavily on one topic. Degree in criminology is another one. And this one failed because I thought at the time I was in university and I was taking criminology and criminal justice, okay? And so I thought, hey, would it be a great idea to write about this on a blog and start building an authority site around it? Well, the problem is that I was going to school every day doing criminal justice and criminology, and then the last thing I wanted to do was come home and write on a blog about criminology. It was just like I had no motivation. It was just like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, this is crazy. So that one was a complete fail. Then the next one is CPA Training Vault. Now that site is still actually live today online, but it hasn't been updated in several months. It still actually earns money today, believe it or not, from AdSense, and that's the only reason why it's still alive. But the problem with that one was I was trying to dive into the online, make money online, and that was when I first got into make money online and started training people on the CPA success I was having after I got into the CPA industry. The problem I found, though, was it was a little too narrow, meaning that I was focusing only on CPA affiliates. And then the market I wanted to be in was affiliate marketing and teaching people how to build affiliate marketing businesses, because it's much more broad and you can, spread out a little more, is the way I looked at it. So I decided to stop that one. And that's when I created Powerhouse Affiliate, which was more broad-based in the affiliate marketing space. So that's where I focus a lot of my effort now, is because I loved affiliate marketing and I love providing information to people. Motorcycle Canada, another fail, because obviously motorcycles in Canada is a 3 or 4 month thing. After that, nobody's motorcycling in Canada, especially right now. Fail. Diabetic Diet Handbook, another one I failed at. That one, I just found I was trying to buy traffic to a lead gen offer that was too expensive. So I built this Diabetic Diet Handbook website, gave away a free report, However, my target market just wasn't responding well. There's no real reason I can think of that why it failed, but it just did. And the point of this slide is to show you that everything that I did, I just kept moving on and trying a different one until I found something that actually works. Now I have like 5 sites that are super, and I make money from them. So obviously it took me some trial and error, as you can see. Celluline Review, my problem there was that I focused on a product, okay? And that product all of a sudden was no longer a product. So I set this big website up. I was making sales, getting like $100 a day, making, like 2 or 3 sales a day from Celluline Review. It was a CPA offer. I would get $40 a commission, and it was awesome. I was like, oh man, look, this like I sleep and I wake up and I got money. And then all of a sudden Celluline was no longer an offer. It was just like, no, we're not selling it anymore, or it's not going to be a CPA offer anymore. And it just kind of zero money after that on that website. My problem there was that I focused on a product. Live Sports Tube was kind of the same idea. I focused on online streaming, and the offer that I had been running at the time was the best thing I can say is it was a shady offer. It was a streaming offer, but it turns out it was a software product that just really sucked. And all of my stuff was focused around this product that sucked, okay? And that's another thing is when you're going to start setting a business up online and focusing on a product, you want to make sure the product is going to be around, or if it's not going to be around, make sure you have a backup product that's actually going to be a good product that you feel good about selling. And the last one, Halloween recipes, obviously that's a no-brainer why that failed. At the time, it was a great idea in my head because it was Halloween, and I just looked online and there was just a bunch of traffic. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. What I failed to do was look at the Google Trends and see that the only time of year this got traffic was at Halloween, obviously, okay? So, I mean, these are just some simple ideas to think about while you're building your own site and you're thinking about a niche to choose. Make sure that you think about these things as you move forward. So now I just want to talk about 5 industries that I know have banked for me. Number 1 is diet. Now this is something that has been super good in terms of making money. Even though there's a ton of competition out there, there's just so much opportunity because every single year new people come into the market. Like every year, millions of people come into the market to lose weight. And there's so many different ways you can target, and there's so many different keywords out there that people are searching that you can find one keyword and rank for it in Google, or you can just buy traffic to it and you can see that the competition is low, but the clicks are high. Like instead of focusing on I need a diet or how to lose weight, look for like how to lose tummy fat, like stuff like that. Everybody's got a different way of searching it, and there's just so many different ways. There's so many people searching for it. Even like myself, I'm constantly trying to eat healthy and all that stuff. It's just like one of those Goliath niches out there that are industries that you can make money, which brings me obviously to make money. Everybody wants money, okay? Money makes, the world go round. We need to eat. We need to buy clothing, all that stuff. It's a need. We must be able to get money somewhere. There's so many people that are searching online how to make money. And there's so many different sub niches in the make money realm, like the one I'm in, which is affiliate marketing, training, that kind of stuff. That is one of my projects, is teaching people how to make money online. Okay. But at the same time, I'm actually doing the actual activity that I'm training about for a living. Like I'm making money with diet and gaming. Gaming is the next one. There are so many people that want to play games. Now, gaming can involve gambling, or you can talk about, gaming apps, people that are playing Forge of Empires, stuff like that, those role-playing games. There's a whole bunch of different gaming ways you can go with gaming, that it's just a massive industry and everybody gets addicted to games, okay? When they start playing good games, they get addicted. They're super geeky about it, like people are geeking out about games. It's just like a huge one. So we actually run, like I'm currently, like as soon as I'm done this webinar, it's Friday, I'm probably going to take the day off, but I'm going to check out my gaming campaigns because those ones are making the most money. Relationships. I've also got sites built around relationships, okay? Relationship problems, how to find a date, all that kind of stuff. People are, insecure about themselves. They need a date. How do you get a date in this world, all that kind of stuff. There's just so many different ways. People are passionate. It's all about finding love, making sure the relationship you have stays healthy, everything. You know what I mean? People are constantly searching online for answers, and they need answers. And this is where really good stuff that works here for relationships is software or spying or information product. How to find a date, how to build my confidence. There's tons and tons and tons of products on ClickBank around relationships that are super like hot sellers. I'm telling you, like you can see people on there with like hundreds and hundreds of affiliates making money from relationships. Again, these are top industries for affiliates. So if you're in this area, there's never going to be a shortage of traffic. And e-com, this is a big one. We do case studies inside Powerhouse Affiliate on e-com. E-com is becoming big. Probably going to see a lot of gurus right now on Facebook or paid ads telling you to build yourself an e-commerce business, blah, 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 you know, start selling products. I mean, it's been happening for years. Now people are just finding the trend of e-commerce. But we don't get into the teaching you how to build an e-commerce store. We talk about how to take e-commerce affiliate products and avoid the hassle of building out your whole supply stream and getting products from China, all that stuff. You know, we all know how it's done. It's just too much work. Why not just run an affiliate product and get the same payout and avoid all the hassle? And that's what we talk about inside Powerhouse. E-com is huge. And best of all, it is white hat pretty much through and through. You can't get banned for selling a camera. Okay. Most of the time, like e-com is like, you know, all the hot products you see, flashlights, tactical stuff, pens and whatever, everything you can think of product wise is e-com in this sense. So yeah, we have a lot of offers inside Vault Media on that. And a lot of networks have actually moved away from trial diet stuff to e-com because e-com is where a lot of the industry is moving. And there's always a lot of new hot things with e-com. And there's always new products hitting the market. So if you have a nice site built around trends in the niche or trends in the market and stuff, you can always highlight a new product and get a whole bunch of searches on new traffic that, you know, is becoming a popular search on Google because every month there's more and more keywords being searched that nobody ever would have thought of in the past because of certain trends that are happening. So if your site is not focused on one particular product, but it's focused on a broad stream of, you know, like I actually bought a domain the other day because I thought it was a good idea. And it's called noveltyfreaks.com. And it's going to be, my idea is to build a brand around novelty freaks and talk about novelty items. Like everybody likes novelty items and they're kind of funny and they can go viral if you do a good ad about it. So it's easy to find affiliate offers in that space and then basically brand the Novelty Freaks name in advertising these e-com products and getting, you know, funny likes and shares and all that kind of stuff. So there's really a lot of opportunity in e-com as well. So those are the 5 that I would say are the ones that I mainly focus on right now. So hopefully that's good information. And you can see pretty much all of these that I talked about earlier are in these niches. So I just wanted to talk quickly about the tips, and then I'm going to talk about some of the stuff we have available inside Powerhouse. The thing is about choosing a niche is you don't want to spend too much time on this, okay? The biggest problem people have here is they think that once they build their niche that they're locked in. And I know I said that earlier, but you are not locked in at all. This is something that is going to be with you that you can change, okay? Like, as you can see, I developed, and that was just a list I could remember earlier. I probably have like 3 times as many of those sites that I showed you that I've tried in the past. And finally, you find one that really, really works for you. So hopefully you don't have to go through the same, you know, learning curve that I did, and you can just choose the right one now. But again, don't spend too much time where you just never start, okay? And that's the problem here that a lot of people face is they keep thinking, overthinking. Make sure you start building your audience and your site and moving on. So you want, your main goal is you should just be getting your first conversion, and that's what we're trying to teach inside Powerhouse. And you want to, if you have your first conversion, you've built yourself a site, please share your experience in the forum. It helps others and it shows them that this is truly possible, and it helps them, you know, keep motivated when they build their own stuff. So now, obviously, once you know your niche, you're going to need to know all the answers to all of these questions. You know your niche, but now what? How do you build a domain? What's the best domain to use? Setting up your hosting. How are you going to do that? How are you going to set up a blog? How are you going to properly monetize it? How are you going to build your brand and use leverage with WordPress? You know, how to get traffic from places like YouTube and Facebook. Where are you going to market it? How can you get free traffic? And how can you get paid traffic with the best pre-sales in your niche? And where do you find live examples of successful ads? How do you build your following? All this stuff is stuff you need to learn. How to build your own email list, automate your business, and create content. Now, thankfully, this is why we've built Powerhouse Affiliate. It's to show people that it truly is possible, and we give the step-by-step breakdown inside of our course library at Powerhouse Affiliate. For those of you that aren't premium members watching this, the reason for this slide is to show you that we are a comprehensive training platform and community that shows people every single step of the way to build a niche and authority branded site. At the same time, building long-term site, we're also showing people how to build highly profitable paid traffic campaigns using what I call arbitrage, where you're buying traffic and you're converting that traffic into commissions, okay? This is what we train. Everything inside is performance marketing, how to do it. We cover various topics, monetization strategies, and we also do live training like this all the time, and we leave the content available to premium members. Inside, we have webinars and case studies that we've done in the past, just like this one, including strategy sessions every single month, where we cover even more topics that are important to building your business online. We have a direct Q&A community and a forum and a private Facebook group where you can get all of your questions immediately answered, and any kind of feedback you need in terms of, did I choose the right niche? Am I going to make money in this niche? What should I do when I set up my website? What should I call it? All that kind of stuff. Ask those questions in here, and we will give you our honest, experienced advice in terms of what we would do and some suggestions on how to do it. Other question, how long does it take? Okay, how long does it take to be approved for CPA networks? So that one depends on the CPA network you're applying to, because everyone is different. If you sign up to hours and you're a premium member, you pretty much get approved within 24 hours. But some of them can take up to 72 hours. You have to fill out a long application, and then you give them information on what you plan on doing for your marketing strategy. The other places like ClickBank and Commission Junction, you can actually just sign up today and probably start promoting products. Okay, there's another one here. How do I start? Okay. How do I start? Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to pick your niche, but again, once you know what niche you want, in terms of how do I start, I'm assuming you mean, how do I start building my business? And inside Powerhouse Affiliate, I'm going to tell you again that we do have specific training from start to finish, from newbie to expert, on how to set up your own niche marketing business online. So we are a training platform. We are not the ones that give you a job. We are a training facility. And a community. So we help people build. We show you precisely in our training how to do that. We're not the ones that are employing you or anything like that. Okay, so that's the big question here, that some people, some newbies come in and they think that we are employing them with a job. That is not what we are. We are a training platform, and we show people how to build their business. So when you say, how do I start? You start by learning the business and setting up your authority site. And then eventually, once you start seeing commissions and conversions, you begin to examine how you can scale. And usually that is done through paid traffic, which again, we train fully on paid traffic. And we're building constantly new training like this, showing live examples, which is going to be the next one, is going to be Facebook, probably live actual campaigns and native ads and stuff like that. Somebody is asking, running direct link traffic to an offer before sending to a landing page. And a lot of our training inside does not support that method at all. And the reason for that is because it's just very ineffective. If you're not pre-selling your audience and you're not giving them value in terms of content, your campaigns are going to suffer very horribly. You're not going to get conversions by direct linking unless you're direct linking to an offer that was already built as a pre-sell, which is oftentimes the case with video sales letters. So if you're direct linking to a video sales letter, then it might work well for you. or if you're direct linking to an offer that was built as a pre-sale, like an advertorial. A lot of offer owners now build advertorials in terms of pre-selling the offer before you actually send the person to the offer. Most of those work okay, but the strategy we use is we build our own landing pages, and that way we can capture all the data we need in order to make sure that we're making informed decisions in our traffic. So if you're direct linking, you're losing all the data that you would normally get from a landing page by having your own tracking set up. You're not going to be able to see all the details about mobile versus desktop, what country they're coming from, what keyword they use to search your traffic. All that stuff is captured when they land on your landing page. And sometimes, of course, it happens through your linking system like Bmob. Of course, if you direct link, you're going to get some of that information. But one of the key aspects is the landing page click-through rate, which you can totally define the quality of your traffic immediately and whether your ads match your landing page offer and what you're selling by the landing page click-through rate. And you're not going to be able to get that data by direct linking. I think that is all for questions for now. So I'm going to leave it at that. And again, all premium members will have access to a full course on how to set up the niche marketing websites and moving forward on the next steps so that you can get traffic and start earning commissions. So thanks again for attending, and have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.